Yo guys, what's up? If you're trying to get this done right here, this little, terrible scene of death, just like that, then you're going to want to watch this video. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create one of these little bad boys on your own very easily. Now, Reaper Kings are really easy to get. Some people underestimate how easy they really are to get. You'll see this guy kind of, hang out right now. But they are not hard to tame at all. And the most difficult part is kind of like learning your first few times. And once you've done that, it is something that is very easy to accomplish. Come on over here, buddy. What are you doing? Thank you. Goodness gracious. So you can see I've got a couple right here. They're very easy to get. The high level ones are, no one should ever try and tame a a low level one, because the high level ones are super easy to get a hold of. And they really are not a difficult thing to get a hold of. They are just very easy. It's one of the most sought after things in the game that is also one of the easiest things to do. All you need is a megalo, a suit, like a hazard suit like you see on me right now, and a featherlight, and that's literally it. And then the rest of it is just cake. You just got to figure it all out. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through step by step in order to figure out how to do this, and without further ado, let's get it done. Alright guys, and we are back. So basically what we're going to go ahead and get done right here is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do everything. So basically there's our 3 Reapers, that one just grew up. We have our glass cannon right here, and this is the Megalo we're going to ride down there. Pretty good saddle. Again, you want a glass cannon for the Megalo, it works a lot better. High stamina, high melee damage, and that's kind of what you're aiming for. It doesn't matter how good or what light pet you have on your shoulder is, you just need a light pet that can hold the light on whenever you need it to. Now the next thing, and the most important probably, is this little device right here. You can do it in a 1x3, but I would encourage you to do a 2x3 for your first couple of times, and this is essentially going to be our birthing room. I know that sounds a little bit ridiculous, but that's how it's going to be, and that's just what it is. Now all you have to do is we're going to go down into this zone, we're going to go ahead and tame one, and that's kind of how you actually do this entire thing. It's super easy. So the chords, just so you can see, 62-ish, 61, no, I'm a little lower than that, 61, 60, around 72, 73, and this is the easternmost entrance into the radiation zone from the purple zone. It comes like from those little purplish lakes back there down into the red zone itself. Now the only thing you need to know, use this guy's left click attack or left primary, and then you have to use this emotion wheel, if you want to call it that, emoticon wheel, and then turn your light on, and that'll allow your feather light to actually access the light that it has the capability to produce. Now I usually go down with my light on because it's going to prevent Nameless from following us in our wake, and that's a very important thing to do. I also usually shred pretty much everything that I run into down here because it makes the transition on the way back up a lot easier to accomplish. Now, it also means that on our way back up, we won't have to worry about getting absolutely smacked on by a bunch of random things, and we'll kind of have it all taken care of pretty quickly. Come on there. Thank you, Seeker. Alright, so basically we're going to go down into the zone, and the easiest way to remember how to get down here is you're going to go left. That's it. That's literally as simple as it is. You're going to go down and left. And then once you're doing this, again, I suggest you shred everything ahead of time. Oh, there it is. That's like one of the biggest pains in the butts. And if you whistle neutral on him for a second, it'll help out a little bit in this kind of situation, but it doesn't matter too much. So as soon as you're done, he's done too. And you want to leave him on passive outside of that, because he will cause major problems later on if you don't leave him on passive. Now we're going to keep moving down here. Again, probably the only major issue is Purlovia. Arthropleura can be dangerous because they can shred your armor in one hit, and that kind of sucks. But outside of that, it's not really a super dangerous thing to do. It's really simple. I don't know why more people don't do it this way. So you'll be getting enough raw meat where you can feed it to your Megalo and not really have any concerns, but I don't really care to keep him alive, so it doesn't matter. So once we get to this entrance, you're going to see this like little metal structure right there. You are going to go down into the left, and that is the best way to get this done. And once you go down into the left, notice how I'm kind of destroying everything as I go here. So that way we don't, like, even if a Purlovia tries to jump at you like that, there wouldn't have been things nearby to help it destroy me. So you will get jumped on, so the more damage you can do to things quickly, the better off you are. Okay, Seeker. Sometimes these things piss me off. So we're going down to the left still. This is a common spot to find Reaper Kings that I'm standing, or Reaper Queens to find spots, like right now. And then you can see my body right there. I've done this a couple times today. That's another common one, and then I've got another one marked a little further down for Reaper Queens to spawn at. Now you'll see the Purlovia, it got pulled out by a Featherlight, so thank you very much for that, Mr. Featherlight, for giving your light for that. What is that? Oh, it's Purlovia. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go down. You can see there's one of my megalos that died. I just pieced out for it. Oh, there we go. There is one. And I don't like that green light being there, but oh well. So essentially what we're going to do here is we're going to make this thing bleed. Now, once it gets to a certain level of blood, that blood is going to indicate when to turn our light off. We see a bunch of blood on the face, and that's kind of what we're aiming for. And once you get that blood on the face, it's basically enabling you to get impregnated by it. Now, even if you die, as long as you don't get touched by the radiation poison, you will, I repeat, you will be able to keep the little Reaper baby that you have. I'll even show you a glitch in a second here once we actually get it done. You can see how quickly this goes with a Megalo, and you're just down in here. See how bloody it is already? So what we're going to do is now that we've got it nice and bloody, we're going to turn the light off. And you're looking for a little purple light to show up on it. Now, once you see it right there, so there's that purple light that's kind of glowing on it. And you do a lot less damage. So now we have to let it know that we're ready to be tamed. So you have to hop off your tame real quick. And then you're waiting for it to essentially do that little roar. And once it does that, it's going to attack you a couple of times. And it's going to get on its little haunches. And once it does that, come on now. It does heal quite a bit when it's in this mode. So you have to do a little bit of a feathering here. Come on. Hit me with your spin. Thank you. So now that we've hopped off, it knows we're there. It'll do that little emotion thing where it kind of like freaks out and says, hey, you know, I'm going to impregnate you now. You've been injured totally. Get back on your tame. If you're cautious with this, you can basically turn the light on and shred that thing. But because we don't have that ability right now, we're just going to run back up. So what you can do is if you have med brews and everything ready to go, you will be able to heal yourself up right away, but it doesn't matter now that you know how we have this done. It's pretty easy to do. We've gone down, we've taken our stuff, we killed everything nearby. We're going to go ahead and shred this. The only threat that you have right now is if you take damage from the radiation while you're down here, it will like destroy the baby that you have. So you can see it's done in 13 seconds, so I'm just going to go and move my way up here. 9 seconds, 8 seconds, and all you have to do is get back in your zone. Now, essentially what you're going to do is, see how I've got plus 75 levels right there? You want to try and maximize the amount of levels that you have with this thing. And the more levels you have, the higher level it pops out. It's going to pop out. It's locked in here, which is pretty helpful, obviously. And now, you're going to claim it. Now, what you're going to do is until it hits 10%, it's going to kind of walk around and attack you. Once it hits the point where it can attack you, it's a very important part, because if it is attacking you and you have a bunch of anything on you, whether it be raw meat, stone, anything, it's going to pick up everything out of your inventory. So you can see it's on like stupid fast, like maturation right now, so it's going to go really fast. Now, we're going to go ahead and turn off this. I wouldn't leave the light on. We're down in the zone. So basically it's going to like raise while it's in there. Now, normally it takes like 3 or 4 days, but obviously I have it like super sped up. So that 150 we just tamed, it's got the plus 75 levels. And again, I'll repeat this little glitch that I was talking about a second ago. So before 10%, you wanted to go in here with like your body, nothing on you, just totally naked. Your dinos are on passive nearby, totally filled up with meat. Now, when you fill yourself up with meat or cooked meat or whatever you do, it's going to try and attack you. Usually it works best if you go to like a corner like this. It's going to bite you and take everything from your inventory once it kills you. And once it does do that, you're literally just going to sit. And then it's going to, when you come back to it, it's going to be totally encumbered with all the meat that you just put on it. Now, it's also going to make sure that you don't have to feed it for the rest of the time. Because you don't have to feed it, you basically automatically raise Reaper Kings. And it's super awesome. Now, this is our new Reaper King. That's kind of what it is. They sometimes get stuck in here. So it makes it pretty simple. If you just use a cryopod, we're going to go ahead and make one right now. Cryopod. Just like this. And boop. And we have ourselves, come on, go in there, thank you, our new Reaper King. And it really is that easy. It's pretty simple. This one's a pretty good one. It's got 13,000 health, not great, but still good. 420 melee, lol. That's a pretty good one. And it's literally as easy as that. So as soon as you pop this one out, you can go tame yourself another one. You want to find some with some good stats, because typically the stats of the Reaper Queen that you are taming is going to be similar to the stats of the Reaper King that you get out of it. So if one starts with 40 health, you're going to start at a total of 40 health. And that's kind of how it works. And you can do this over and over and over again. And that's how people have so many different Reaper Kings, because it's so easy. It really is. You can just go spend 5-10 minutes going to get a Reaper King. and then go about your normal grinding stuff, and then it pops, and then you go get another one. And you repeat it, rinse, repeat, just like that. And just to show you how it is, I'm going to go ahead and go down the same route without a tame, without anything, in GCM mode. And I'll show you how often they show up down here. So one spot is right here on the map where my body is. And that is at like give or take 67, 68 is the chords that we're at right here. This is a common spawn. That's where I got that one. Another one is right over here in this section. You'll find some sometimes. Right over here next to this waterfall. 70, 70. Now another spot that you can find him is if you go down a little further, you're going to run into some red stuff right here. This will cause a little bit of damage to your featherlight. Right around this corner, down here in this zone, oh, there's one right there. You'll find some pretty commonly. I think I did damage to this one earlier, but you can kind of see it that this spawned down in the zone. And this is 72, 73, 65. So these are like this little runway right here. You basically kill them, do whatever you want, kill the ones you don't want, and then run back up. Literally just keep going uphill. Whether you go this way or this way, you'll end up in the same spot. Just like this. Excuse me. Now that being said, basically we're going to go ahead and go back up, and you can rinse and repeat this as many times as you want. And it is literally that easy. So anyways, hopefully this helps you out. And other than that, just make sure you have the ability to featherlight, like turn it on and off regularly. Make sure you have that good Megalosaurus, and that's all you need. All right, so hopefully it helps. Teach out.